This creature can survive in the worst environments ever. It's not that different from the komodo dragon, since it eats its prey while they're still alive too. But snakes are its area of expertise. Its armor, like scales, protect it against snake bites, which makes it a snake's worst nightmare. They're also insanely fast, which makes it almost impossible for a snake to escape their razor-sharp teeth, as we're about to see. This mulga snake was in big trouble when it ran into a monitor lizard. This is actually one of the most venomous and most dangerous snakes in the world, but the monitor lizard was still able to shred it to pieces very easily. Not even pythons are safe from these killing machines. A deadly battle broke out between a monitor lizard and a python that was desperately trying to escape with its life, but the lizard gave it no chance to. The battle ended with the python being a meal for this hungry lizard. Look at this poor snake trying to escape. The lizard grabbed its head and it pretty much tortured it before eating it. The snake struggled to break free for more than 10 minutes, but its attempts were completely hopeless. This is another bigger snake than any of the ones we've seen so far, but not even this one stood a chance against the monitor lizard. The lizard's jaw muscles are just too strong to escape once it bites into something. All the snake can do now is await its inevitable death. The lizard has already started swallowing it anyway. Cat-killing monitor lizards are nothing new, and if they can eat snakes, what's to prevent them from eating cats too? As you can see, the hungry lizard is showing the cat no mercy at all. It bit the cat's head and completely paralyzed it, and it won't take long before it starts digesting it. I just hope that it doesn't swallow it while it's still alive. This big frog was too good of a meal for the monitor lizard to miss. Frogs are a primary target for monitor lizards and they prey on them very often. Looks like the frog was screaming for help, but the lizard silenced it very quickly before dragging it away to eat it. This chicken needs to move faster if it wants to keep its life. Looks like this wasn't your day, little one. It started eating the poor little thing right away without even killing it first. Feeding is the only goal for these monsters, and mercy has no meaning to them. Monitor lizards are definitely on my list of animals that I never want to run into. The snake suffered immensely at the hands of the monitor lizard as the lizard was tearing it apart with its sharp teeth. It sliced it to pieces before swallowing it all in under 1 minute. But this time, a spider was the victim of one of these hungry predators. This lizard was pretty small, but the spider had no chance against it. Imagine if it was a bigger lizard. This clip shows us how brave monitor lizards really are. It stood up to no one but a group of lions, male lions, out of my way. Even though the lions are much bigger and much stronger, they were still a bit scared of the lizard, but a lion is too big of an animal for the lizard to fight. It tore the tiny snake apart. This giant lizard can take out most snakes, including king cobras. This one required no effort at all. You know what it's trying to pull out of the hole? A rabbit. The rabbit tried its best to go back in to escape this hungry monster, but lizard's mouth was impossible to escape. It swallowed the rabbit alive, which is one of the worst ways to die if you ask me. Did you see how fast it swallowed it? This is one of the best monitor lizard versus snake clips. The snake was a pretty big one, but it couldn't last against the monitor lizard and its deadly bites that ended up killing the snake. That is one big meal. Rat snakes are very fast and very skilled at climbing. They're very skilled at hunting rats too, which is how they got their name. But this little monitor lizard isn't scared of it at all despite being more than twice its size. Let's be realistic though. This little guy can never defeat a snake that big. The snake taught it an important lesson, and a painful lesson, about the limitation of its abilities, and now it's time for it to go home. This is a sad clip of a monitor lizard killing and eating a squirrel. Squirrels are an easy prey and a primary target for monitor lizards, just like frogs and spiders. A leopard may be too big for this small monitor lizard, but the lizard had enough courage to compensate for that. Keep going, little guy, you got this. Sadly, the leopard was just too strong for it and ended up eating it. This clip may be a funny one, but it shows us how fast monitor lizards can be. This guy tried to mess with one and it tried to attack him. He was so scared he fell to the ground. This is what monitor lizards look like when they're angry. This monitor lizard found a possum in its home trying to eat its babies and dragged it out and started attacking it viciously. The possum stood its ground and continued fighting despite being much smaller, but the lizard was able to chase it off eventually. There are many different kinds of monitor lizards around the world, each with their own distinct colors depending on their environment. But the one thing that they all have in common is their super aggressive behavior, which is why you should stay away from them.